Yeah, we'll just have to see. It looks like the freaking battery's about to die too. So we'll see how far it goes.
Okay, so yeah, like these places are not Syria, Yemen. These are not safe places. You know, they're not. You know, they're just not places that you can easily verify someone's identity of who they are. Like, you don't know if these people have been in ISIS or whatever. Like, especially, you know, at that time, like ISIS was still kind of around. Like Trump, you know, declared victory over them, but there were still people like that had, like, you know, hopped over the border into Turkey and, you know,
so
had like ISIS tattoos. Yeah.
So there seems to be some legitimate reasons for the ban.
Yeah, people try to make it out to be racist because they were mainly majority Muslim countries.
Yeah.
But, like, there were also majority Muslim countries that weren't on the list, like Saudi Arabia, Indonesia.
Yeah, I mean, tons.
Yeah.
Tons that weren't. Yeah, so...
And also, he did add some, like, more countries to it, which, at the time, it was kind of... It was kind of heated because he had made the whole S-hole countries about Africa and Haiti. About, like, these places being, like, S-holes, while we're accepting these people. And so, like, that's what kind of, like, made it seem like it was racist, when, in fact, there's legitimate concerns about people coming from Syria who might be terrorists. Like, you know, like, people coming from Yemen have probably been fighting in the, like, you know, they got a few, like, missing limbs. They've probably been fighting the war for a couple years.
Weren't you saying that Biden had just sent in more troops to Syria?
Yeah.
Day 2?
Yeah, day 1, he sent in, I think, 5,000 troops to northeast Syria. Like,
and
I think
there we go.
I think it's like the part where we pulled out. Yeah, it's like, I think, like Kurdistan, like that Kurdistan part of Syria where the Kurds are. So we were kind of helping.
Geographically familiar with Kurdistan.
Yeah, well, it's right there on the map.
Okay.
So they came in. So yeah, day 1, troops back in, boots on the ground.
Woo! You know what bugged me the other day?
What?
Is seeing that Cheney's daughter is
a
congresswoman?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, but it bugs me. Like, how are we not holding this guy responsible? Like, is no one seeing this? It's like Bill Clinton sitting at the freaking inauguration. Like, we're still allowing this guy to be there?
Yeah.
Is anybody looking at this guy?
Yeah.
And also, we have Cheney's daughter chilling. Like, were we not aware that this guy, like, almost single-handedly, like, started and benefited and profited from this war that we're in 20 years later? Is no one looking at this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Hey, well, Afghanistan's coming up on their 20th anniversary.
20th anniversary. I hope we get them a present.
Go watch.
You've been with the company for 20 years now.
You're a company man now.
Welcome. Yeah.
Like they're halfway through college.
I understand.
Halfway through college.
It's like, we know this stuff now.
Yeah.
But we're just like watching them on TV,
well,
like,
yeah, but
letting them talk and stuff. Like, why is this guy allowed to talk?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Mainstream media have always cheered this. Like, they're all like, yay! Like, we're sending in troops to another country to kill brown people. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, granted, I don't know enough about the Syrian situation. I don't think about 99.99999% of our population knows what the frick is going on in the Middle East.
Yeah, but
it's ultra complex.
Yeah.
But someone's gotta figure it out, you know, like, somebody, come on, like, be done with the place.
We just gotta leave it alone.
Just like send them a humanitarian aid package like we do everyone else, and be done. You know.
It's gonna be a huge package.
Whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about with it anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, there were other countries on the list. There was Venezuela as well. Like, you know, obvious reasons why, you know, that country's, you know, falling apart. Like, literally, like the guy that claimed to be president literally, like, had to, like, storm, like, the capital in Venezuela, like Caracas, to get in. Like, he had to, like, have himself sworn in by, you know,
sounds fun,
other means. So
storming the cap. I mean, not storming the capital seems fun.
Yeah, well, it was just like a riot. It was just like he was having a rally, which is, I don't know why you would have a rally during like a pandemic. But
anything else interesting?
Just like the U.S. Census, like Joe Biden said he's gonna start counting undocumented, you know, immigrants on the census. Which
so ultimately more programs, more funding for places.
Yeah, to have illegal immigrants.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Which it like the thing is like that's the whole thing that gets me about the Trump administration. It's like, how could you be so incompetent to put a question on there like that?
I don't know what the question was. It
was just like, are you a U.S. citizen? Yes or no?
Oh.
Like you should have just had like a bevy of choices. Like, are you a U.S. citizen? Are you an immigrant? Are you like a green card holder? Are you it would have, like, you don't have to say that you're a citizen, but or you could have just said other, stuff like. So they just went about it in a half-hearted way, and and especially like Trump saying that they put it on there because like they didn't want like illegal immigrants to fill it out. And Giuliani like said that, I think, on like Fox News or something. Like, yeah, we couldn't just put it on there right away. Else people would think it was racist. Yeah. So, it's just like that. And so it doesn't really mean too much because the next instance is going to be out until 2020. Joe Biden's going to be dead by then. Like, his body's going to be cold and eat worm food. So it's not really that big of a story. Hey, it's true. You think he's going to live another 10 years? I'm just saying the obvious. Like, he might live another 10 years. But he definitely won't be president.
They're just giving him IVs full of stimulants, bro.
Dude, he's getting a morphine drip of steroids, adrenaline.
That's it.
And, like, caffeine to keep that guy, like, uppers, all kind of uppers. We kind of already talked about this, just like the stiffer like immigration stuff that Trump is getting out. Like, it pretty much came out of the brainchild of his advisor Stephen Miller, because like immigration has in the U.S. been going down over the past 3 years, but it's not really something that, like we said, it's not really something that is going to be consequential because Joe Biden's probably going to open up the floodgates for mass immigration anyway. So it's not really something that I don't think his policies are going to change that much from the Obama administration. So
yeah. Tell me what you think about this. Do you think part of like the mass immigration push from the left is because they feel like those people will likely vote left?
Of course. Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, we can take over.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing I don't like particularly because it's almost racist to say that just because you're like a person of color that you're gonna vote a certain way. Like we saw in this past election, more men of color voted for Donald Trump than they did in 2016. Like you look at all the counties, you look at most of the counties in the Rio Grande Valley, like those districts, they went red. Like you look at like
Rio Grande Valley in Texas?
Yeah, Rio Grande Valley in Texas.
The Mexicans?
Yeah, Mexicans. You look at South Florida, went even harder Republican.
Cubans, baby.
Yeah,
they don't like the socialism, man.
Well, not even just Cubans, Venezuelans, Nicaraguans,
that kind of stuff,
And like also like more Asians voted for Donald Trump, so it's like like demographic. Like I think Democrats have it in their mind that okay, if we get more people of color, they will vote for us, and that's like not even the case. Like I know plenty of Puerto Ricans that vote Republican. Because they hate freaking Bill Clinton. And so, well, cause I think he did something in the 90s, then screwed him over or something, the island of Puerto Rico. But it's like demographics don't predict democracies. Like just because you have because like you look at it now, like what was the deciding group for the 2020 election? It was middle-aged white people. Like you look at like all the like suburbs, all the suburbs went for Joe Biden. So it's like, and it's kind of weird when you think about it. It's like, well, so does that mean that rich people want Joe Biden to be president? Because that's mainly the people that voted for him, and mainly people that were 45 and older flipped and went back to the Democrats. That's what happened in Georgia. Most of the, suburban, people said, yeah,